I'm Maury Pilachowski, and this is the 60 on the 95, the latest Israel news for teen Israel advocates. In our first story, we'll look at upcoming legislation for further sanctions being written in the Senate against Iran. United States senators will introduce legislation to impose new sanctions on Iran as soon as this week, Senate aides said on Wednesday, despite the Obama administration's insistence that such a measure would violate terms of an interim agreement to curb Tehran's nuclear program. Iran's foreign minister has also said any new sanctions would kill the agreement. In the interim agreement, Tehran agreed to limit uranium enrichment in return for an easing of international sanctions. Robert Menendez, the Democratic chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, shown here on the left, and Republican Senator Mark Kirk, shown here on the right, are finishing legislation that would target Iran's remaining oil exports and foreign exchange and seek to limit President Barack Obama's ability to waive sanctions, a problem in the past when sanctions have been passed and President Obama has waived them. However, the measure would impose the new sanctions only if the interim deal has gone nowhere in 6 months or Iran violates terms of the agreement in the meantime. Supporters said that would comply with the administration's request to allow negotiators to pursue a comprehensive diplomatic solution to the Iranian nuclear crisis. But the measure faces an uphill battle to become law, which is why we'll have to be incredibly active in lobbying for it. Our second story focuses on the recent success by the Iranian economy. By sanctioning Iran, the world's hope was that as its economy plummeted, Iran would give up its nuclear program. The sanctions were effective in getting Iran to come to negotiate, but if the economy rises too much too quickly, now that we've eased up on sanctions in the recent interim agreement, Iran won't be pressured to sign a permanent deal. Iranian oil exports rose 10% in November after sanctions against the Islamic Republic were eased as part of an interim deal with world powers. The International Energy Agency reported this on Wednesday. Defending the deal, though, Washington sanctions czar said Wednesday that pressure on Iran will continue to mount over the coming 6 months. David Cohen, the United States Treasury's Undersecretary for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence, wrote in the Wall Street Journal Wednesday that the United States will ensure that Iran will not be able to export one additional barrel beyond the current low levels. I am confident, Cohen said, that the sanctions pressure on Iran will continue to mount. Iran will be even deeper in the hole 6 months from now, when the interim deal expires, than it is today. Cohen, who has been the Obama administration's main advisor on Iran sanctions, was emphatic about this point. Despite Cohen's comments, the IEA reported that Iranian oil exports rose by 89,000 barrels per day to a total of 850,000 barrels per day last month, as the sale of crude oil to China and Taiwan rose. Our third story is a happy one. Jerusalem, the rare and heavy winter snowstorm hits part of Israel, including Jerusalem Wednesday night and Thursday, prompting school closures and blocking some access to roads to the capital. Overnight rain turned to large snowflakes in Yerushalayim shortly after sunrise, and thin layers of snow began to form on cars. In elevated neighborhoods such as Gilo, the snow was piling up, and residents huddled in bus stops waiting for buses that had temporarily stopped running. The Jerusalem municipality sent out an alert that school studies in the capital were canceled, disappointing thousands of children. Courses at the Hebrew University campus on Mount Scopus were also called off for the day. Snow in Jerusalem is a cause for celebration for Yerushalayim and the many visitors who come to see the world's most beautiful city painted white, said Jerusalem Mayor Nir Barkat, who dropped it on the city's public works department to check on preparations for the storm. We hope the snow won't disappoint, especially for Jerusalem's excited children who are looking forward to it. While snow is fun and good for tourism, and of course the kids, and it raises water levels, it can also cause flash floods, which are dangerous. That's today's 60 on the 95, the latest Israel news for teen Israel advocates. We hope you'll tune in next time. Have a great day, and we look forward to peace in Israel. Shalom.